Hello, this is a message for someone who is struggling to understand how someone else is acting, okay? And you feel like this person is just so non-responsive. It feels like this is a person you've been trying to get through for a while, and for whatever reason you feel like they're non-responsive. Like no matter how much you try to talk to them or assert to them that something is going on with you or matters to you, or you want some kind of action taken in some kind of way, like this is a message for someone who's been trying to get through someone else and let them know about something really important going on with them. And this person is important in your life, so whatever role they have, they're important, and you want them to understand this. You feel like you need them to understand this to move forward in some kind of path in your life. And what's happening here though is this person is, first of all, being dismissive is what I'm getting. They've been dismissive towards you and your expressions in general. But also, you feel like they're not taking you seriously at all, because there's no actual reaction or response to these things you're telling them. There's no talking to you later. You know, I thought about that you brought up, and I'm concerned. So there's none of that. There's no, you know, lately you've been bringing this up so much, and I'm just, you know, coming to this feeling place because there's just none of that. And it's because it's not happening. They are not thinking about it. They are not giving it any thought. They're not, it's not like, you know, sometimes people tell you something and you don't know how to respond, or you're overwhelmed by emotion at the time. So just sort of let it marinate, you know, and you're just trying to find your grounding in those feelings to see what you do with the situation, you know. But this is not the case, is what you're coming to realize. You're coming to realize that this person is not taking you seriously. They're not giving this any real thought. And the message that's coming through is what you need to understand, if this message is for you, is that this person is actually ignoring it completely as a coping mechanism to what you're telling them, okay? They don't like what you're telling them. Whatever it is you're telling them, they don't like it. Three things: they don't like it, they don't want it, they don't want to deal with it. So how are they dealing with it? By ignoring you, by acting like you never said those things, not giving them any importance or thought, and hoping that you sort of forget or something. Like they're just hoping it, what is that American, it blows over. They're hoping you get past it on your own somehow without talking about it with them. They're actually hoping you don't talk about it with them anymore. If it was up to them, please don't bring it up ever again, you know. They want you to just resume back to some kind of previous version of yourself, what they were comfortable in, and they want you to just keep operating like you're at that point in your life and not move backwards or forwards or sideways or anything, you know. Like they just want you to remain frozen in time, this version of you that they were comfortable with, that realistically, what I'm getting, I have no idea what role this person plays in your life. Lately, it's weird because, I mean, I don't have that many followers on here yet, but like, I'm just getting so much more examples now all of a sudden. Like, it's overwhelming sometimes. Like, I can't pinpoint the things like before, because there's all these different examples. I don't know how this even is gonna work. But what I'm saying is that it could be any role, right? This person is in your life though for a long time, and there's some kind of version of yourself you were a few years ago for a short amount of time. You were a certain person for about 18 months. You were a certain person for about 18 months a couple years ago, a few years ago, something like that. And maybe if it's a job, maybe that's when you started this job or something like that, right? And like that version that you wear is that version that this person wants you to remain frozen in time for good, okay? Which is such an unrealistic expectation to have of anyone. But they're not thinking things through, okay? They're just really not thinking any of this through. They're just operating from this comfort, soothing based human level, you know, where they just want the reality they want and they don't want to deal with anything that's outside of that. And you developing whatever train of thought you're developing, or whatever feelings you're developing, or whatever's happening that you've been trying to assert to them, is not part of that equation and that plan and that comfort reality that they have, okay? And that's not what they want, okay? This is a person that's very sort of focused or tunneled vision on some kind of soft life is what I'm getting. But it's not, I mean, soft life, you know, it's like everything in America. It's labels, labels, labels. What does that mean, right? It means something very specific to this person. It's some kind of construct in their mind based on things they've seen on TikTok, on Pinterest, literally is what I'm getting. And so it's not even real. It's just a bunch of like check things that one can say. Like, I mean, it's like one of those things of like having matcha lattes and going to Pilates, you know, like it's not like being fit and loving what I'm doing and loving my body and exercising and, you know, taking my fitness to the next level and, you know, nourishing my body. No, it's like having this drink and doing this thing and doing it in this outfit and like, you know, like it's very specific and like sort of, it's like they're trying to recreate something they saw because they think they'll find some kind of happiness in that. And so you help them do that for a minute, for about 18 months. You somehow did that for them. It's like you fit their perfect Pinterest board. And so it was great. And that's the person they want around. They just want that person that helps them recreate these Pinterest scenes. They don't even want the moment. They just want this scene because they're not a very deep person. Is what I'm getting. Whoever you're dealing with is not a very deep person. It's not very, like it's a person who it may look like their feelings run deep, but they just have strong feelings. And they're actually very, like they're very narrow in their options that they see for ways in which things can work out for them, okay? So they want things to be in a very specific way, and it has something to do with like TikTok and Pinterest specifically. I don't know why I'm getting this, but this is what I'm getting. Something about, and you know, I'm getting there's a person that doesn't make content. So they have no idea what it takes to make this post. Because then if they did, they would understand that even the girl that's doing this soft life, you know, 30-second clip, like that's 8 hours and it is not that. And those are just like highlighted, edited visual treat. It's not like the actual lifestyle or anything, you know. It's like, plus the lifestyle is mostly probably, you know, 5 hours on your computer editing that shit. And, you know, the mom is super orchestrated and work-like instead of actually enjoying your fucking matcha latte. That girl ain't enjoying her fucking matcha latte. She's doing a full-blown fucking production in her kitchen, dude. So, yeah, there's like a real out of touch vibe of this person. Doesn't even seem to connect those dots. Probably like me when I watch a scary movie and I forget that it's fake blood and stuff. I mean, not even scary. I can't really handle scary movies. So I'm like, but I do like action movies a lot. So like, I'll be like terrified though. My body will react. And I have, you know, people will tell me, well, it's fake blood or this or that, or that person isn't really, you know, been kidnapped. And I have to remind myself because I get lost in it. This person gets lost like that in like TikTok and Pinterest. And then they try to make their life like that. And they just want like a production assistant. They don't, that's what they want. And that's what they want you to be. So you having all these opinions and feelings of what you want your life to be, it's just so inconvenient. They don't want to hear it. And they're probably never going to hear it. And by the time they realize that you are your own person on your own path and you were trying to tell them something, might be too late. Might be too late because you might have I think you're getting fed up of this person not listening to you. And the message here is you cannot expect them to change, because this is who they are. They don't look deep into things, and they won't look deep into you. They'll literally hit them in the face, whatever happens, the consequences of not listening to you. So I hope that was helpful.